Uh, so if you are here, say hi and let me know if you can hear me. Da da da. Hi, I mean. Okay, cool. Uh, I'll be starting at 8:30 sharp. So I started earlier so that I can just test my voice. So yeah, if you want to leave for now, it's fine. 10 minutes more. Hi, Lukman. Hi, Hakimi. Hakimi, I remember you attend one of the previous session once, right? The one with Jess. Hi, Munit. We'll start at 8:30 sharp. I just starting the stream earlier so I can troubleshoot the voice. We'll start at 8:30 sharp. So since we have some time, right? For those who are here, maybe just tell me like what you know about Cypress. Like have you heard have you used it before, or you actually never heard about it before this? Just to let me have a gauge. Okay. Cypress essential oil. What is that? By the way, are all of you developer? Any of you is not developer? Because I know like some people they are like they are tester. So yeah, just wondering any of you are those. Okay, 3 minutes to go. Okay. I think I will start now. So thanks for showing up for this webcast today. So end-to-end testing using Cypress. So today I will give a very brief introduction on how to get started of using Cypress. So what is Cypress? So if you Google, you search for cypress.io. So this is Cypress. So it's a JavaScript end-to-end testing framework. So the thing about Cypress is doing end-to-end testing, which is you will run your tests in the browser itself, which is slightly different from Jest. Jest one of my previous webcasts, I talked about Jest. Jest run in JS DOM, which is a simulated environment. Cypress run in Chrome, so if you test something, it works in Cypress. Definitely, it works in Chrome as well. So today I will use this application as a demo. So this is application is called Shopit. Is if you attend one of my previous webcast, you know this application. So it's in my GitHub repo. So the outline of today webcast, I will go through these 5 main items. I will show you how to install Cypress and how to get started with your first ever Cypress test. And then we will install and configure a few things that I think you should definitely use it if you're using Cypress. And then after that, we will learn how to create some our custom commands. What is custom commands later? I will talk about it later. And then the last two is just a specific use case. First is test file uploads, and then last is mock API calls. So one thing, just a reminder, if at any point of time during this webcast, if you have any question, feel free to just ask question in the comment section. I will answer whenever there's a time for that. Okay, so let's get started. First is how to install Cypress and write your first Cypress test. So here, this is my this is one of my project. I think let me to make it easier for you to see. I will start. I will start a live share session so that you can have a look. If you have VS Code lah, I think you don't have VS Code is also fine. Like you can use browser to open. So this live share is a very cool thing that VS Code introduced. So I will share the link in the comment section, and then you can click into the link. Then you can see my editor in your browser or in your VS Code. Okay, you can use the link to join. So yeah, so this is the application that we have. It's a React application, but if it's Angular, there's not much difference because today we are not going to test this very dependence on React. We actually test how the user behave in the browser itself. So how to install Cypress? Actually, you just run npm install -- save dev Cypress. Okay, so after you run that, then you would have. Oh no, I haven't installed. So I'm going to install now. Yarn at Cypress. Okay. I hope it's not taking too long. So yeah, while running, then it will add Cypress into a dev dependencies. So the thing about Cypress is it actually encourages you to install Cypress as part of your project dependencies, so that every time your people clone your project, then it will automatically install Cypress as well, and then so people can straight away run the end-to-end test. Okay, I see someone joining. Yeah, you take some time, but okay. Okay, now we install Cypress. So after install Cypress, then you will see the Cypress is part of the dependency. So now we want to launch Cypress. So to launch Cypress, we're going to add one npm script. We call it Cypress open. Then you will just Cypress open. Okay. And now we can just call cy cy. Let me call it cy. It's easier. Cy open. Yarn cy open. Then this will launch a Cypress. Okay, you see so far I haven't do anything regarding to my application. I just run Cypress. And then in another window, what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch my application. React ecom site. So I'm going to run the start script, which is will start my application. My computer is very slow. So Cypress open. So yeah, while waiting, maybe I just describe a bit. So the thing, if you heard about automated browser testing, right, you probably have heard about Selenium. So many times people heard about Cypress, they will ask, hey, what's the difference with Cypress with Selenium? So the thing of Selenium and Cypress is Cypress, Selenium actually, how they works is they work outside of browser. So how it works is Selenium would issue some commands to the browser, ask the browser, hey, to click this button to open a new tab, whatever. On the other hand, that's how the Selenium works. But sometimes when you do this command, right, maybe the browser will not receive your command, or the browser didn't respond to you. So that's one of the reason that people one of the big problem of Selenium, which is like your test sometimes flaky because of the command communication with the browser. Cypress is different in the sense that for wait, hey, nobody tell me I never share my screen. Hilarious. This is hilarious. Okay, so hey, you guys, if you don't any issue, just tell me lah. Hilarious. I never realized. Okay. Uh yeah, so the thing about Cypress is Cypress, it will embed the browser within the Cypress itself. So that's why it is more deterministic. It's not flaky. Okay. Here localhost is open. This is just I start uh my command, the yarn start, and then this is my Cypress windows. Okay, so I run Cypress open, then you open this. Okay, so one thing when you realize is when you open this open the Cypress, right, you can see here there are some examples. So what are these examples? Okay, so if you look at our editor, you will realize, hey, there's this new folder called Cypress. Okay, and it has some folders. So in no other folders, first we just look into this integration folder. This integration folder is where you put your Cypress test. By default, Cypress has added some example for you, so that you can know like, hey, how it could works. Okay, so those are examples. And then also he add a cypress.json file. So at the moment it's an empty object. There's nothing. Okay, so now I want to write my first Cypress test, which is I want to launch this screen, and then I want to make sure that I can look at this. There's a just by text. Okay, so how do I do that? So to write a test in Cypress, you just go to this integration folder, then you can create a file. Okay, let's say we'll call it like homepage dot. So the convention is spec.js. Okay, so I add this homepage.spec.js. So if you look at here, right, Cypress would detect, hey, there's a new test here, so it appears here. Okay, so now we want to write our first test. So describe homepage, and it can see homepage. Okay, so we'll do Cypress visit. Okay, visit is where you go. So we want to go to localhost 3000. So localhost 3000, and then we want to uh, look at the text, right? Just by so how do you see the text? Cypress has this command called contains. So I can put that. Then I can say should be visible. Okay, I save. So this is how I write my first test. So I want to run my test. Then I click this. Then so when I click this, then it will launch. So it launch Chrome. Okay, so it will visit localhost 3000. Okay. Then okay, success. So one thing you will realize, right? When we launch our page at first, there's no this just by text one. There's some asynchronous loading, then only the text appears. Okay, but Cypress will not throw error in the beginning. So many times when we write tests, we have the we say, hey, we have asynchronous, then I need to wait for how many seconds. So for Cypress, all command in Cypress is by default asynchronous. So when you look for something, right, Cypress, when it don't see it, then it will wait. And it will wait for it to appear, then only it will check. Okay. So which I think is very good. So this is our first test. Okay. But first you see there's something bad. It say CY is not CY is not defined. So what is this? This is actually the CY is a shorthand for Cypress command. So just now, how do I know, hey, what is visit, what is contents, all those? Okay. So those things are the Cypress command because I write a few, so I'm quite familiar. But nowadays when we write JavaScript, we always like IntelliSense, right? So how can I have IntelliSense? So Cypress example actually tell you how to do it. So you just need to add this special comment at the top of your file. Okay. So so now you see when I type cy.visit, you see there's IntelliSense. Okay, contents, then there's IntelliSense. Okay, so this special comment at the top actually is a TypeScript thing. So what it actually say is it tells VS Code, hey, go to load the type definition for Cypress into this page. Okay, so that's how we write our first test. So which is very straightforward lah. So describe and it, this is if you're familiar with test framework like Jess, you will know lah. Describe is just a way for us to group a list of tests, and it is how you declare tests. Okay, so here what I just said, I visit this URL and then check, get the element with this text, and then check it should be visible. So this is our first test. Very straightforward. If you have any questions, you think it's not clear, just let me know. Okay, the next thing what we're going to is some configuration that are very common in all the Cypress projects. So first thing is we need to install these three libraries: ESLint, plugin Cypress, testing library Cypress, and start server and test. Okay, to save your time, I think I already installed it. Yeah, testing library Cypress, ESLint, plugin Cypress, and Cypress file upload. Okay, let's go each of it. So first one is ESLint plugin Cypress. Okay, so what this is doing is actually it run ESLint for your Cypress test. So because now you see here it says CY is not defined, right? Yeah, this is a ESLint saying there's something wrong here. because it cannot detect CY. So what we're going to do is the Cypress folder. I'm going to create one file called .eslink rc.json. So this is a ESLink definition file, and I'm going to add this. Okay, so this is using the ESLink plugin. So now when I come here, right, it no longer complaining, yeah, because of the ESLink plugin. Okay, so this is the first thing. Second thing is the Cypress testing library. Okay, so just now what we do here, we use contains just by it. But this is not very descriptive, like it say contains. But if let's say your test it will be written by maybe some tester, or you want to show this test to your product owner, like what tests you have covered. So this is not very descriptive. So Cypress testing library is actually introduce some commands, Cypress commands, to make your Cypress test is even more readable. Okay, so how to configure it is in Cypress, here we have 4 folders. So we go to the support folders. Then there's this commands. So support folder here is where we define some custom commands. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to import testing library Cypress /add commands. Okay, so this will add some readable commands into Cypress. Okay, so now instead of like Cypress contains, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cy find by text. Okay, this byte should be visible. Okay, so this Cypress testing library is from the same family as a React testing library that I introduced before. So it add some commands to make your test readable. So let's look at our test. It says, hey, there's error. So what's the error? Unable to find an element with the text just by it. Okay, so what's wrong? Maybe just by is really not there. Maybe I just grab this lah. The best testing site in the web that save you nothing. Okay. Okay, cool. The test is passed. So by the way, Cypress is very easy to debug, because at the left you see we have visit. So he says, hey, at this point of time, what is your UI looks like? And then it will say, hey, when at this point of time, what the UI looks like? And then you can actually look at what it actually grabbed. So yeah, it's very readable for Cypress and very easy to debug. Okay, so so we add ESLink, we add Cypress testing libraries. So what is next? Okay, let's write another test. So I want to write another test where I click the login page, then it should go to this page. Okay, so how do we do that? We go to this page, this file, so it can go to login page. So similar, Cypress visit, this one, and then Cypress find by text. So I find by text the login. Okay, so I can say find by text login, and then click. Okay, So if you want to see how it works, you see that at the beginning it load this page, then it find the login, then it will click. Then then that's how it end up at the end. Okay, so test should always have a section. So you log in, then we come to this page. So you make sure we come to this page. Let's make sure we can get the email text. So Cypress find by text email should be visible. Okay, so this finish our test using Cypress testing library. And now I want to show you another configuration. So now here our configuration, our test here, we are actually hard code to go to localhost 3000. But this is not something you want to be hard code because you may suddenly change your port, right? You may want to test to different environment. Maybe you want to test against production. So usually we don't want to hard code this into a test itself. So the good thing is Cypress does not create a cypress.json file, so you can pass in some configuration here. So what are the configuration that I configure most of the time is base URL. So you can configure, say, the base URL is localhost 3000. Okay, and then after that, here when you visit, you no need to say localhost 3000. You just say visit root. Okay, my Cypress is close. Yeah, because we changed the configuration. So after you change the configuration, you need to restart your Cypress. Okay, we are starting our Cypress again. So so far clear. Don't have any question. How do you feel? Do you feel like this is too easy? To be honest, actually, I feel like Cypress has a very good developer experience. As in, if you're coming from a JavaScript developer background, right? Get started with Cypress, it's just too easy because it's actually you writing JavaScript, and yeah, and the API is very JavaScripty. Like you have then you have click all those. So in the meantime, I will write another test. So another test I want to write is I want to register. Okay, I want to click login. Then I want to sign up here. I want to register. Okay. Yeah, go back to our Cypress Windows. So I click homepage. Then there's a question about Cypress can run headless. Yes, the answer is yes. So if at the end we still have time, then we will we'll do that lah. Okay, so this still works. So I want to try the login, right? So let me create another file off.js. So I always like to copy paste. So here, what I want to test is I want to test register. Okay, I want to test register. So register is at this page. So of course, the first how I can test is I can go to homepage, I click this button and come to here. But I don't want to make my test like if I want to test sign up, I want to go to sign up page there already. So I want to go to this sign up page. So what I do is CY visit sign up. Okay. So now I save. Let me run the off test instead of the homepage. Yeah, in terms of speed, right, definitely Cypress is slower than Jest because you need to start. I mean, the startup time is definitely slower than Jest because you need to start the whole browser. But with the slowness, what you get is you actually testing a real browser, so you get if it works, it really works. Not like Jest, it's a virtual environment. So now I go to sign up page, then I want to type in all those, right? I want to type name, email, I want to sign up. So you can hard code here like find by label text. You want to find by label text name, okay? Then you want to type name, okay? So you can hard code here like maybe I want to type Malcolm Key. Okay, let me type Malcolm Key first. Then I also can like find by label text email. Then I can hard code my email. Malcolm@gmail.com. Okay, then you type, yeah, you will really type. So this is one way, right? I can hard code it. But for sign up, this test can only run once because after I sign up, I submit to server, the server will say email must be unique. So there's another library that I always use with Cypress. It's called Faker. So Faker is not really Cypress specific. It is just a JavaScript library that we can generate random data. So I can use Faker name dot find name to generate random name. Then I can use Faker internet email to generate random email. Then password is the same. I can uh, generate random password. And lastly is hey password. And lastly is my avatar URL. Okay, so I can put image avatar. So then I do all this, then I can click the sign up button, right? So CY find by text sign up. Okay, yeah, let's see how the test is not rerun. Let's manually retrigger. So type blah blah blah, then okay, get an error because there's multiple elements. Because here they sign up, here they sign up. So Cypress doesn't know which one to click. So what we can do is Cypress, we can actually do filter. So this filter is inside you put select. This is filter, how it works is it works like jQuery filter. So I can put some selector here, then it will check. It get all the list of sign up elements, then it will filter. So let me really try. Huh. Did I not save? Let me stop it first. Run again. Local host. So this is the Cypress.json. Now I put hardcode localhost 3000. But actually this is like I put in config file. But actually you can pass environment variables. So it's like normally we run our npm script, right? Sometimes in beginning we will add some like cross environment browser equal to none, some URL. So I think Cypress based URL is also can be specified like that. You can, I think if not mistaken, it's a Cypress based URL. So you can put different values inside your npm script. Then you can override this. Okay. That's really weird. Look at my cheat sheet. Oh, I know why. So when there's a multiple, I should use find all by text straight away. They only I filter. Yeah. Then you submit. Okay. So this how I test a submission sign up. Okay. The third thing is I want to add a test end-to-end script. So just now, how I run this Cypress environment is very manual. I need to manually run npm starts my dev server, then I run Cypress open, right? So technically what we want is we want a single command that will start our dev server, and then after our dev server is up, we will run open our Cypress. So is there such thing as this? So such thing as this is a package that we have installed. It's called start server and test. So in package.json, let me create another command called test end to end. And then I'll add this start server and test. So to explain a bit, this start server and test is the npm package that we have installed. And then the first parameter you pass is the command you run to start your local dev server. We run our start, which will run this and start our server. Then after that, you specify what is the URL for your dev server. So it will check this URL will be available. Then only it will run the last command, which is we'll open our Cypress. So let me kill my Cypress and let me run as end to end. I think I haven't saved. Okay, yeah. So this is a three most common configuration that I do. I add testing Cypress testing library. I use this start server and test, and then also configure my ESLint. Okay, while running, maybe I will answer some question. So first question is assume Cypress has a way to running Chrome headless. So yes, the answer is yes. So what we need to do is what we need to do is when you start the Cypress, you can pass a -- headless flag. Then you run in headless mode. Okay. Then here there's another question. Because you have two sign up here, so Cypress cannot detect which one. So the sign up flow here is actually just illustration purpose lah. most of the time you don't sign up for your end-to-end test. Most of the time you will create a test user, and then in all your tests, what you do is you just reuse the same login. So imagine like what Cypress is trying to replace, right, is just manual testing. So today, right, when you have some development, what you do is you ask tester to test, right? You ask tester to, then tester, what it does is they will use their login and they'll use their credential, they log in, they click here, click there, make sure nothing's break. So Cypress is trying to replace that. So tester, you don't always sign up. Yeah, so for Cypress, you also shouldn't sign up. I do that just for demo only. Okay, so now we run our test end to end. So now it's starting our development server. While waiting, I will continue answer the question now. So Michael asked, how will you reuse the test for same site but different language locality? Yeah, so I guess you asked this question is, so I guess that there are two things here, right? First is when you have different language locality, first is your URL may be different. Second part of the question is like, just now when I do the test, right, I will find by label text, all those things. So how 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 do we do that? So the first part about the different URL, right? So just now we have specified base URL. So I guess by most of the time you different language, you also have different base URL. So yeah, I guess that should solve the problem of a different URL. On the other hand, for the question about my get by text, all those stuff. So if you're different language, your text is different. So how do you do that? So I don't really have a good answer, but I can share with you what I did in my previous company. So my previous company, how we configure that different language, different text, right? Is we have an endpoint which we will get a very big list of key value. Is a big JSON object lah. But for the same section, right, we will have the same key. Let's say like title. So all language we also have this title key. It's just that it translates to different actual text. So what we do is based on different language, we will get the JSON object for the specific language. And then what we do is we'll look up this JSON. So that so technically like different language, we can still use the same test. It's just the endpoint to get the JSON is different. Okay. So I hope that answer your question. So now yeah, just now we have one command. We will run our local dev server, and then after that our dev server is live. Then it will run Cypress open. So yeah, so this start server and test is very useful. We can use this to launch both things together. Okay, I will go to a next session, which is how to extend Cypress with custom commands. So what is custom commands? So just now, like we have like we go to set up some user, or you have a specific user you want to log in. Okay, so you can, let's say your application is like you need login for like 95% of your page. So instead of all your tests, right, you need to copy the code that you go to the login page and log in all the stuff, right? You can create some custom commands. This custom command is like you extend Cypress, you add new function to Cypress and say, hey, you can call site cy.authenticate, then it will automatically log in for you. Okay, so let's say how we do that. So technically, what we want when we want to log in, right? What we want is we go to we want to click login, and then I type in my email and then type in my password, and that's all. Okay, so let me sign up now. Okay, Malcolm Key. Okay, mk@mk.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have avatar. Okay, so let's say this is my test user. So I want to use this test user in many of my tests. Okay, so the first thing what I'm gonna do is let's say I want to log in. Okay, so what I can do is we can log in and browse homepage. So what we do is we go to visit login page, and then after that we find by label text, email, right? So mk@mk.com, and then we go to get my password, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then after that we click find or by text, get the login, and then we filter button, and then click, and after that we visit homepage. Okay, so now I haven't write custom commands yet. Now I'm just writing without custom commands, and then after that I'll abstract this away to a custom commands. So some pro tips, just digest, right? Cypress also you can use only, so then it will only run that test, so it will be faster. Okay. Oh, yeah. What is this lah? So, this is wrong because I actually need to type. Yeah. Yeah, mk@mk.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we need to wait for this. So we need to find by text. Okay, yeah. So now this work, we log in, and then we come to home page. Okay, so now I want to abstract the list of login away, so I can use it in all my tests. Okay, so to add a custom command, well, is in here command. Just now we use custom command to add the file by text all those. Here we can actually use Cypress dot. So here it has example for you lah. So I'm going to just copy paste. So we can say we call the command authenticate, and then we can accept parameter, but I doesn't need that. And I'm going to copy this line of code into here. Sorry. And then after that, here I no need to have all this. I just need to call authenticate. Okay, so now everywhere in your code base, you just need to call authenticate. Then Cypress will do the login flow for you. Yeah, so this is how we extend Cypress to add some custom commands. Okay. By the way, at the end of the later, I will share in my video description the repo so that you can go look at yourself lah, the code of before and after. So let's proceed to the next one. So the next one is test file uploads. Okay, so the last two is actually a specific usage example of Cypress lah. So there's no longer a new big features of Cypress. But I specifically picked these two is because these two previously is the very common reason I use Cypress, because many time if I can write a test in Jest, I will just write in Jest because it's faster. But file upload you can't simulate in Jest, so I end up have to use Cypress to really test the file upload features. So by default, Cypress doesn't support file upload, but there's a plugin for that. So we need to install Cypress file upload. Okay, so which we already install Cypress file upload. Okay, the next part of it is we need to include this file upload command into Cypress. Okay, so we go to the same place, which is commands, then we import Cypress file upload. Okay, now we can upload file. So go back to my application. Where do we upload files? So the place we upload file is in help, then complaint, then here we select product, then here I can upload my file. Okay, I can upload maybe, distracted boyfriend. Okay, so we want to simulate this. So how do we simulate this? So first I need to go to help page. Okay, so let me add another test. Help.spec.js. Okay, help. So I want to visit help page and upload. Okay, go to Cypress, run the help file. Hi, James. Okay, then we need to click the complaint, right? So we can cy find by text complaint click. Oh no, typo. Okay, then I want to choose, let's say, product. So I can cy find by label text. Then I want to select product. And after that, I want to click the next button. Okay, then I can upload file. So how do we upload file? So we need to, here we need a bit of the knowledge of how the code works. So because I know here it looks like a button, actually it's not a button. It's a label. Then there's a input. Okay, the input is a input type file. So I want to grab this input. So what I can do is I can do cy find by label text. Okay, upload file. So now I get the input of the file, then I can upload. Though it's called attach file. So we want to attach file here, but how do we get the files to attach? Okay, so how do we do that in Cypress? So Cypress has this concept of fixture. So fixture is just some binary files that you want to use for your test. So we can add our file to upload here. So just now, hi Yongxian. So just now we have the, where is the boyfriend? Distracted boyfriend. Oh, distracted boyfriend here. Okay. So we put our distracted boyfriend here. So inside our fixture folder. So when we attach file, then we can put the distracted boyfriend. Then Cypress will, it will, when you put a string there, it will try to look into the fixture folder. Okay. Then we want to have drag and drop. Okay, let's go back to here. So yeah, you see the file upload. Okay, so maybe I replay lah. Yeah, so you attach a file. So this is how you upload file in Cypress. So you just need a plugin and then you can just run it. Okay. The last part is how to mock API calls. So mock API calls usually actually in Selenium, I don't think you can even do that because Selenium you are working outside of the browser. But Cypress, as I mentioned in the beginning, Cypress actually embed the whole browser inside. So your application make API calls to any endpoint, right? Actually, it need to pass through Cypress. So Cypress can actually intercept the request and fail it. So what we want to do now is we want to simulate the scenario of when you upload the file, right? Suddenly the network request fail. Let's say I try to upload another file. Another React query. Hey, I didn't. Can I simulate offline here? Whatever. But the key is when we upload, right? Actually, it is making this API call, okay, to this upload endpoint. So what we can do in Cypress is we will intercept the request with upload URL, and then we will fill it. Okay. Let's look at how to do that. So we want to test that it shows error when upload fail. Okay. So how do we intercept the requests in Cypress? When to fill it, there's two things we need to do. First, you need to tell Cypress, hey Cypress, start looking for a network request. So you do that by call cy server. Okay, start Cypress server. Then after that, you configure Cypress to say, hey, in this specific route, I want you to intercept. So just now, we can see here, this is a request. So it go to some endpoint. At the end, there's a slash upload. So we can configure the URL, rejects. So it ends with the text upload. And then the method is a post method. And then we want to return status is 500. Okay, response maybe internal server error. And then to simulate it to be more real, we have a delay of 200 milliseconds. So let's save this and okay. So now we upload just now pass. Now we can see it fails. Okay. So to complete the test, we can say cy find by text. This one should be visible. Okay. So yeah, that's all. So now actually Cypress is yeah, actually to be honest, I feel like if you're a developer, this is like very straightforward. You can simulate API requests, you can upload files, you can find things and click around and select. So yeah, that's all I plan to share today. We go through how to install Cypress, we go through how to configure it, and then how to add your custom commands like login, and then how to test file upload and mock API calls. So I will. So if any of you have question, please proceed to ask. I will answer the question. If no more question, then I will end today's session. So Michael asked a question. What tips to ensure tests are not brittle if UI changes around? So to answer this question, let's think like, hey, what is the reason that tests are brittle? So let's say your UI changed, right? Let's say it used to be you need to pass in email address and password, then you log in. And then after that, your business features come. It says, hey, no no need password. You just put email and then log in. Then we have some magic to log in. Okay, let's say lah. So when that change happen, right? When your test break, do you call your test brittle? No, right? Because when requirement change, your test fail is not considered brittle. It's expected to fail. When we say the tests are brittle, is you have login page, you have email and password, and then after that, let's say your developer come and then they want to restructure the HTML, and then your test fails, and that's what we call brittle. So you realize the case of brittle and not brittle is the case where when the business requirement no change but only code change, the test broken. That's what I define as brittle tests. So in order for us to avoid brittle tests, is we want to try to write our tests as close to as how user interact. So that's why just now I recommend you to use Cypress testing library, because Cypress testing library, it would get like find by text, find by label text. Because find by text and find by label text, you may find it sounds very brittle, but end up actually it's not so brittle, because many times text is what user refer to. So when you have refactoring, right, you won't change the text because your business requirement is the same. So actually, by using Cypress testing library, use all those find by label text and text. That's my best advice of making your test not so brittle, because it's very dependent on, it's very business oriented. Okay. I guess I answered the question, but if you have some example of the test that you find brittle, maybe you can share with me. Then maybe I can give more specific advice lah. So then go to the next one. Yongshin asks, what do you find Cypress cannot test? So Cypress, there are a few things Cypress cannot test. First thing is Cypress, you cannot test multiple tab behavior because Cypress is only support one tab. And there's another thing is Cypress, as of now, it doesn't support IE. So if support IE is a very important business requirement, I think that is a part where Cypress is lacking now. But I read some comments from the Cypress people. They say architecture-wise they can support IE, but it's not so important as of now. So yeah, speaking of IE, actually Cypress, it actually support more than Chrome. So you look at the right here, right? Actually, we can run as Chrome or Firefox. So actually, I can run my test just now in Firefox. But Firefox is better lah. So I find sometimes a bit buggy. But just to show you like it works also. Uh, then what else Cypress cannot test? Yeah, I think also like uh also like things that you need to interact multiple applications. Yeah, I also find it a bit hard to test. For example, like I think Yongchen, you you give the answer also lah. Magic link login, right? All those I don't think Cypress can test lah, because Cypress you can launch one application at a time. So unless for you to really like do that right, what you can do is a bit hack, because Cypress actually you can make API call. So Cypress right, you can actually call like cy.request. So this CY request is making some arbitrary API calls. So if your backend actually can expose some API calls to return to you, return to you all those like magic link, then maybe you can use that uh, to support magic link. But in terms of like launching another email application and click all the links, I don't think Cypress support. So yeah, so just now this test is actually running in Firefox. So our code actually works in Firefox also. Yeah. So it seems like there's no more question. I think I will end it here. Thanks for showing up. If you have more questions, you can just put in comment. I will read all the comments. And also after this, I will update the video description for the repo. Yeah, for the repo links, so you can refer. And if you have anything else that you would like to know about testing, please let me know, so I can create the content for that. And last but not least, remember to like my video, so Facebook and YouTube algorithm would think this is good content, so more people can see. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.